The dying question we all like to know. What is the secret about socially savvy people that makes them exceptionally social? And the most important of all, how can we be like them? Have you ever been puzzled by somebody who always had the right thing to say at the right time, almost like they're psychic, anticipating every upcoming response? It's like they have some sort of worldly, magical X factor, unknown to the naked eye. These socially savvy folks will knock your socks off with their gifted conversational skills and keep motor mouthing nonstop, regardless how irrelevant or random the topic is, to exhaustion, and leave you in the dust with their quick wit and generating witty responses out of the hat. There is always something intriguing about being around these natural social butterflies. What is that? They all have great social skills. Unfortunately, now, not all of us are socially witty and have spontaneous conversational materials to talk about every time during different situations when they come up. And doesn't that suck to be the quietest one around other people? Now, obviously, you want to contribute more to the conversation, but you're engulfed in unfamiliar topics. The problem with a lot of advice is that a lot of them are abstract, neither tangible nor applicable, but more of a feel good change of thought, per se. And then magically, your problem is solved just by having this one change of thought. Now, there's nothing wrong with this because it does give you motivation and the boost you need to, to take the initiative. But for permanent transformation, however, it takes more than a sudden thought change. For total permanent transformation, you condition yourself for this transformation by doing the things that make you social and get good at it. I'm taking a more a much more practical approach by breaking things down for you into easily digestible, comprehensive chunks. To help you in your social dynamic interactions, you want to build a large social toolbox of your mojos, like your techniques, stories, humor, lines, questions, routines, openers, and conversational materials that can be pulled out at any time to be used. I call this your sociability. You see, comedians always have their toolboxes stocked with jokes and routines before performing on stage. Now, if you want to build up your sociability, especially having great stories, as storytelling is pretty much the biggest thing that fuels your social interaction and conversation. And when you're armed with these tools, you will socialize a lot more effectively, with the added benefit of enhancing your social skills for the long haul so you can stop relying on these sociabilities and tools and whatnot. Eventually, you start picking up the usual patterns of good social dynamic interaction, and your social intuition will sharpen with the knowledge of how one particular response will trigger another, and know where the conversation should lead and how to lead it from there. But wait, now, what's probably on your mind is, so now I have to memorize a ton of stories, routines, and conversational materials until my mind explodes? No. See, here's the great part. Instead of memorizing a mirage of routines to have tons of conversational materials, know the structure formula behind those routines. But most importantly, develop your own social structures. What is a social structure? It is your very own structural formula for generating unique new responses in any form of social interaction. In the dating scene, you might have heard about using canned scripted materials and routines for interacting effectively with women and getting them attracted to you. Now, how about instead of memorizing the routines and canned materials, why not just learn this formula and structure of those canned materials and routines? So that way, you can take your current particular social situation and plug it into your social structure to generate completely new conversational materials every time on the spot. You see, people who are socially savvy, always coming up with quick responses, have, without realizing it, developed a lot of social structures built upon each other and interconnected from all the socializing they have done, making it easily and quickly for their architectural social mind to guide them in generating quick responses subconsciously. Think of it like a much more completed social blueprint for their mind compared to those who are socially unskilled. And now, if you were if you were a math geek like I was, do you remember the quadratic formula? And if you don't remember it, shame on you. It looks something like this. See, this is so far the king of all algebra and mathematics, and I really loved this growing up. All you had to do was memorize this one little simple formula, and trust me, it's a lot more simple than it may appear. And you could pretty much do all sorts of algebra problems. Now, to get back on track, one of the most famous structure in improvisation is the yes and, where basically you agree with whatever the other person said and add more details to continue the flow. Just knowing this one little formula structure, and you can act out a whole lot of improvisational scenes. I'll be talking more about structuring your social. I can't even talk today. I'll be talking more about structuring your social interactions and how you can come up with your own just by recognizing the usual pattern of behavior. You see, as you may notice by now, it's not what people say, it's how they behave. Now, I hope this has helped you for today, and please leave me any comment, any questions you have, or just contact me directly. So I'll talk to you again soon.